Hi, I'm Darcy Benincasa, destination wedding photographer, founder of The Path Workshops, and business coach to ambitious entrepreneurs. And here's another video to help move you along your path to business success. One of my favorite ways to experience rapid growth in your business is to act before you're ready. Most people get terrified to do things unless they feel complete confidence in doing them. But the best way to grow your business is to take those actions before you feel ready. One of the best stories I have about this in my career is I was 4 weeks away from leaving my day job and I didn't have any other jobs lined up. Somebody started following me on Instagram and just leaving comments here and there. Seemed really nice. I didn't think much of it. A week or two later, I received an email from this person. I opened the email and they said, "Hey Darcy, really love your portrait work on Instagram. I would love to meet with you and see your portfolio. Signed, the director of photography for Sports Illustrated magazine." Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe that. Located in New York City, and I was actually on my way out to New York in just a few weeks. I responded immediately, "Absolutely, I would love to work with you. What do you need from me?" He said, "Just bring in your portfolio and we'll chat." I had never put together a professional portfolio before. I had no idea what to do. I pulled the images that I felt were emotive, that were beautiful, and I printed them all out on really high quality, fine art paper and created the most beautiful printed portfolio I'd ever seen. I walked into the building a few weeks later, faking confidence, faking a surety, acting as if I knew exactly what I was ready for, went all the way up to the building, to one of the top floors, walked into his office. He had such a presence of power, of a surety, but also kindness. He's like, "Let me see your portfolio." I handed it to him and he started to laugh. I said, "Is it funny? Why are you laughing?" He said, "I just haven't seen a printed portfolio in years." And he took them out and started looking at them. And nervously, I was like, "Oh, how do people generally present their portfolios to you?" He said, "Oh, they just bring in their iPads." I talked something about my art and how it must be seen on paper, whatever, and we got through it. I picked it up and left the building a half hour later, pretty sure I didn't get the job. A few weeks later, he called me and said, "Hey, we are sending out one of our top photographers to Park City to photograph all the Olympic hopefuls. We would love for you to be the main assistant on this job. You just need to style it. You need to rent all the equipment. You need to rent all the lighting. You need to set up the lighting. You need to stage it. You need to do all of these things." All of these things I'd never done before. I said, "No problem. I've got you covered. Just send over the notes and I will get it done." I immediately hung up the phone and thought, what the F am I going to do? I don't know how to do any of this. I've only shot film photography in natural light. I've never worked in a studio. But there was no way I was gonna let that hold me back. So I started watching endless YouTube videos and I had a budget to hire another assistant. I scoured the photographers of Utah and found one who was a master at studio lighting. Immediately reached out to him. He wasn't gonna turn down a job for Sports Illustrated either. Brought him in and kind of told him the situation. "Hey, I don't know a lot about lighting. You're gonna teach me as we go and you're going to just direct me. And if you need to give me more specific direction, you're gonna come over and just kind of guide me through it." He said, "I got you covered." So we went in there, loaded up the gear. I learned what so much lighting equipment is. I had to peel plexiglass for hours. I had to throw fake snow. I learned how to frost glass. I pretended like I knew how to do all of this. Thank God for Google and YouTube. And we created the most epic photos that filled. Sports Illustrated couldn't even decide on what cover to do, so they did 4 different covers of that specific magazine. And here they are, these 4 beautiful covers, and they were in stands all over the world. Everywhere I went, there it was. My snow throwing, my lighting, my work. And I learned the most amount. One of the most powerful things that I learned was at lunch and dinner each day, because we were working for a whole week all day long from morning till night. And I got to sit and talk with a photographer who had been working for Sports Illustrated for years. I got to hear stories of what it was like to photograph Brad Pitt. It was an awesome experience. He's an amazing person. I got to hear stories of what it was like to photograph or talk to, or how he came up with his concepts to photograph different athletes, and just hear how he worked, see how he interacted with people, see how he held his camera. It was such an education for me, something that I would have never had if I had said, "Oh, sorry, Sports Illustrated, I can't take this job because I have no idea how to set up a studio light." When you act before you're ready and you trust yourself that you can figure it out, and then you bring people onto your team who can help you figure it out, you will have the most growth. And not only growth, but you'll have some of the best experiences of your life. We get those amazing experiences that make life worth living when we don't just stay in our comfort zone all of the time. When we push ourselves forward, when we grow, and when we say, yes, I'm gonna act before I'm ready. Now tell us about a time that you acted before you were ready, and how did it pay off? Was this video helpful? Make sure to subscribe and then head on over to darcybenincasa.com and leave your comment in our creative community. And remember, travel the world, make money, and take action.